live stream within only just a couple of minutes, so you can just be patient for a second or skip forward in the video, and at the end of the video I'll timestamp it so you can just skip to the actual Easter egg. So after going through the game files, I'll give you a quick rundown. After going through all the game files over the last few weeks, I discovered that there's a few Easter eggs in Battlefield 4 that's not ever been seen or documented as an Easter egg. So basically, I was going through the Hangar 21 files and just being curious of the Phantom Room and things like that, and I was looking through all the visual effects and found that there is a meteorite on the map. And early this morning I had a reply to one of my videos from a guy called LL. Thanks very much for posting that comment, and he puts me forward to a tweet that was put up by the official Battlefield Twitter on August the 12th 2015, which is a date that we've heard before in these really weird leak videos. And let me just read this carefully, just listen carefully. It says, "The pod in BF4 final stand is sort of like a meteor, right?" Okay, so this confirms that the meteorite does exist. And so I got up early this morning to start doing a bit more investigation into it, and quite quickly found the Easter egg. And it's actually, you can actually see the Easter egg on my previous stream, but there was no explanation, no sound. So just to quickly recap on everything that I've previously done, I took coordinates from the game files for certain things like the static launchers, the rail guns, and things like that, and also took the actual full size, the 2048 pixel size minimap of Hangar 21 from the game files. So basically, roughly each pixel on this map is a coordinate. It's actually really accurate to the in-game coordinates, so I've managed to extrapolate the actual location of the effect roughly to where we're going to see it on the map. And we see it very, very far off to the east, and it is very far off. For example, so I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see the map in a bit more detail. So I took the actual locations of the attack helicopter, the railgun there, managed to figure out the correct direction of the X and Z coordinates, so X plus and Z plus is down here, etc, etc. And just using those coordinates and the actual effect coordinate, which is this, accurately, it shows it's on the, it's just slightly above the flag here, just south of the railgun, but it's really far off the map, and it starts really high up. So it starts quite far off in the distance, and it starts off high, and it comes down across the map and flies towards the hangar and crashes to the hangar. Okay, so there I am. Here we go. I'm going into game. You watch this. Let's just see if this happens first time, like it did on the last stream. So there's a green box. There's a green box on the top of here next to the pods. So the pods is the hint. That is the hint of the trigger for this. Now watch this. Let's come off this. I'll turn my UI off as well. And there's something even further about finding the meteorite once it's landed. It actually spawns like a meteorite somewhere where it lands. I haven't quite found that location, but here we go. Watch this. So we've got snowfall there. That wasn't it. We're looking for a sort of a reddish tint to it as well. So it's going to come from over here, and it's going to shoot across the sky quite quickly and hit the mountain somewhere just above the top of the hangar. It's not as big as I previously said it was, so I'm going to just jump on this box. Watch. Let's get on this box and just hope this works as quickly as it did on my previous stream, which you're welcome to take a look at as well. So, okay. So it has a randomized spawn delay, but it's not that big of a delay. It's only seconds. But anyway, you're welcome to have a look at my previous stream. When I come and stand on the box, you can actually see the meteorite on that stream, and it crash lands just above the hangar. So it is videoed, and it is there, but I'm trying to do a legitimate video. So this patch of sky here is pretty much the exact location of where you're supposed to be looking for the meteorite. There's nobody else on this server, by the way, it's just me on my own. It is just sod's law that I make this new stream, hoping it's going to happen as quickly as it did on my previous stream, when I wasn't doing any commentary on it. So the trigger for the event is just pretty much here, but when it was triggered on the last stream just then, by all means you're welcome to go back and watch it yourself. When I stand on the box, that's when it triggers it. Sod's law, it's not going to happen as quickly. Launch a pod up there and see what happens when we look over there. This is where we want to be looking. Shoots down from there. Comes straight across the sky here, crash lands into the top of the hangar. If you was at the hangar or on top of the hangar, you would actually see it crash land next to you with some sparks, which are the same as the sparks you get inside the hangar. They're called welding sparks, but those sparks are also attached as a bit more visual effect for the crash landing of the meteorite as well. It is sod's law, isn't it? It's just not going to happen straight away like it did. What I'll do is probably just cut that clip out of the video and put it into another video, proper actual video for you. But it's not the size that I expected it to be, but it does have random size formatting, so it can be really small or it can be really big. And I think the one that I saw, I would consider it as being quite small, but it was definitely visible, and it wasn't snow because the snow trigger hasn't started because the round isn't live. And the trigger for it is pretty much here, around this area here. look around and see if I tread on the trigger somewhere. It's pretty much just here, and then it started about 4 or 5 seconds after I jumped on the box. I'm wearing the Alien Trio dog tag, but nothing else. There it is. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. That was a bit bigger than the last one. So that one was the shooting star in the background because it's flashing. That one just then was the meteorite effect, but it was smaller. But the one that we're looking for is the much bigger one that comes from over here. And it literally lands straight on top of the hangar just there and gives off a little bit of sparks. That shooting star sort of meteorite that we just saw there, and it's different to the effect of the actual shooting star because there's actually 2 of them. So the shooting star doesn't have a trail, basically. It's just a shooting star through the sky which leaves no visible trail behind it, whereas the meteorite's much slower. Well, it's about the same speed, it's a little bit slower, but it's always on the trajectory of here in the distance high up to the top of the hangar, and it also has some reddish fiery trail effects that go with it, and also quite a decent sized light cone behind it as well. So it's much more of an impressive visual than it is of just the shooting star. Let's get on top of that hangar. Let's go to the satellite dish. There is links to this satellite dish as part of the glow trail. I haven't confirmed it with the actual effect is called FX_ shooting star, but you've got to actually pull that effect apart to see what it includes. And the meteorite uses similar effects but on a much bigger scale. Let's go to this. Holy shit. So we've got snow particles up here as well, which so we've got to make sure I'm not getting. But the snow particles are pretty much, they're quite local, quite close. Now, where we're going to actually find this meteorite is another question. And what it does is again something that I haven't really been able to confirm just yet, because it takes a lot of time to sort of go through all these files, and they're not, the Easter eggs are not exactly named after what they are, suppose, you know, so they're named all sorts of obscure names.
Hey, we got a war to fight. Get back here, soldier.
Meteorite is actually a part of a shooting star. What was that? Part of the shooting star effect, but it has something called the 1ED map, which is basically it's just a texture that's been used as a part of the visual to hide the fact that it is what it is, basically. Like that, the phantom room and the sound effects that go with that and things like that. They're actually hidden as loading screens.
Come on, we need you over here.
And it's gonna land here somewhere anyway, on top of this hangar, and you'll be able to physically go up to it, and it will be emitting welding sparks, smoke. It'll have like a reddish glow to it as well, and it also has a reddish glow as you see it coming through the sky, because it's obviously a meteorite and it's burning. But apart from that, it uses the same textures as the actual shooting star that we've seen a few times now, which isn't snow, because the snow effects don't exist on that side of the map down there. They only exist when you're closer to the hangar or on top of it. So the idea now is to get it to land here again. Physically go to the... What's going on here? I think that's just light refraction from inside. Seem to be getting anything when we're on top of the hangar. I've tried this already for hours last week and up there, so we'll go back to the original trigger point, as it's the only sort of point that I really know. Whilst we're moving down to that point, I just wanted to confirm that there's a video on Facebook, on YouTube, on that weird Stage Complete channel, which is like hinting at Battlefield 6 stuff. On one of the videos there's like some cinematic view of the tower here, looking over towards some lights that are on the rocks here, and if you zoom in or put your face right up to the screen and look really, really carefully, it's actually a flashing light. That's Morse code. That really does exist. The files are actually really easy to find. So to find that, if you've got the game files or the EBX files, all you've got to do is go into the Titan level folder. So it's XP4 levels Titan effects. No, sorry, it's XP4 effects levels Titan, and then go into Titan 8192 folder, and in there you've got all of the visual effects in a schematic file, including the meteorite, shooting stars, stuff for the phantom room as well. But as a part of those files, there is actually one for the Morse code on the satellite that's up on. See, there's shooting stars, a few there as well. They're not snow effects. There's another one. So the satellite Morse code is a visual effect which can be easily found, but alongside that there's also a rock light, which is the one that's seen in that video. So that video is it is legitimate Morse code. So that's never been seen before, and now we know that's also legitimate, it begs the question that the Morse code that is flashing, if it says what people say it says in the comments, then it basically confirms that Battlefield 6 was sort of being made when Final Stand was being made. Strangely, because the clue is towards Battlefield 6 so far as I believe. I think that's what the intention of the video is. And the fact that it does exist and it is real makes me wonder the legitimacy of the channel or not. So we're going to find out how legit this is tomorrow, because on that last video that was uploaded on that channel, it's got like a link to the Battlefield Twitch account. No, the DICE, the official DICE Twitch account that they use to reveal the other Battlefields, and it says March 23rd. So I mean, is it the 22nd or 21st today? 22nd. So yeah, it's tomorrow. So yeah. I really want this to happen again now. But at least I did record it, and it's on YouTube to see now. So if you see a white ball across the sky, a tiny little white dot going across the sky, then that's a shooting star. It will often flicker and sort of flash like that there. You see it? That's a shooting star. And that is an effect that can be often mistaken for like gunfire bullets, stray bullets and things like that when the map's full of players or has people on it. It's easily mistaken, but that is actually a shooting star effect. But yeah, Meteorite's different. Comes from this patch of sky, high up, straight down across, bang, into the hangar, or onto the top of the hangar. And it spawns an item, like a rock that's burning. So yeah, just to recap, we've got the meteorite just then. I just missed it. I just missed a clear view of it because I was looking round, but that was it just then. And I'm stood roughly in the location of that trigger point. Last time I saw it was on top of the box, so it's something to do with these pods here. That meteorite looked as though it crashed towards the satellite on top of the mountain rather than on the hangar. And that had trail and the fiery red effects as well. Just caught a glimpse of it at the last second. Okay, let's go up there and see what we can find. So that one just going across the sky there is obviously the shooting star again. You'll know when it's the meteorite when you see it, if you want to look for yourself. That's a shooting star. It's the same shooting star that you'll see quite often now and then. So just to recap, if you just joined the stream, I've now found the spawn locations of the effects using a scaled minimap with a botched up Z and X coordinate. And on the 12th of August 2015, it says on the official Battlefield Twitter, the pod in BF4 Final Stand is sort of like a meteor, right? Like a meteorite. And then it says beside meteor showers, and it's got the Russian badger in it and stuff like that. It's not got very many replies. But there's nothing in there about the meteors. Nobody caught on to the fact that they're hinting at an Easter egg here. I only saw that tweet for the first time today, after somebody kindly posted it as a comment on my previous video about the meteorite, and I was shocked really when I saw it because I had no idea it existed. I only knew it existed because I found it in the game files from streams that I did a few weeks back. Right, so we know that we've just seen the meteorite because we saw the trail and the burning trails of rock for about a second because I was too late to see it. And it did look as though it went over the mountain to the satellite, so let's get back up there. So in the game files, in the settings for the actual, I'll just open my notepad real quick and just show you guys. So prefab. So let me just go back to the right. Hang on a second. So this is the one that says shooting star. So this is FX shooting star. The shooting star that we just normally see is actually just called is called star trail, which is the shooting stars that you commonly see. But this shooting star here is the meteorite. Basically, has everything. If you open like the Frosty editor, if you've got that and you've already got the game files unzipped and stuff, you can take a closer look at the settings. And I mean, I could actually change the settings, but I don't want to do that because of fear of being banned in modifying the game. But if anybody wants to risk it, by all means, if it's up to you, but do it at your own risk. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get banned, but you can't exactly edit it either and put it on a private server because it has to be on Conquest Large on a ranked server for it to work. So I can't see really anything there. I don't know if I have to be there within a certain time frame after we've seen it. And I believe that I can't trigger it while I'm up here. It has to be whilst you're down next to the pods on that rooftop. So maybe to really see the full extent of this, you might need a couple of friends on the server with you to take a closer look. So when you're flying over the mountain, you can see these really strange like marks and stuff on the sky, on the terrain, which have sort of been dismissed, but alongside those marks is actually looks like a target area.
Hey, come back! We got a battle to win. What are you doing?
It looks like a target area that was painted onto the map before the map was finished. Oh, here it is. I can just about see it. Is that kind of the direction? I suppose it is. I suppose this is about the location that we're looking for this meteorite. But by looking at the effect and what it's built up of, I mean the effect, it's got like a GUID, so it can just quite literally just placed on the map to do what the effect's supposed to do. But the effect itself is built up of lots of other they're called emitters, and the emitters are the actual textures that are emitted in groups, sizes, locations, everything as a part of the actual effect itself as one GUID basically. So it's lots of effects built into just one effect. Hard to explain. If you spend some time looking into it, I'm sure you'll pick it up. But we're pretty close to where we see it land. Pretty close.
Not that way, man. Over here.
Let's go to this dish. Let's see.
Hey, what? Hey, what the fuck? The light's gone off, the Morse code's gone off, and we've got a black bloody rock stuck to it. Oh, is the light on? Is this the meteorite? I think that's the meteorite, isn't it? That's not there normally. And the light. And the lights stopped working on the Morse code. Is that really what What?
What do you think you're
Is
doing?
that
Get
the-
over
that-
here, soldier.
That's the meteorite. That's what we saw flying over and landed. And now the Morse code stopped working and the box is damaged and so what do we do with the meteorite now? Because it's got a lot more function to it than
Move
just
away from there. Come back here. Let's go.
spawning a rock. I really don't know if that's there before or not. But it explains why the Morse code stopped working. It also explains why the last time I saw it on the previous stream, I couldn't get it to do it again because I had to... Okay, I'm going to leave the server so the mode resets itself. Hang on a second. I had my UI off, which wouldn't show interacts and stuff like that. Is there anything that I am missing?
Grenade out!
It's definitely broken the Morse code, as far as I can see. But I don't remember, or I'll have to double check. I might be completely wrong, but I just find it really weird that the Morse code's suddenly not working on the thingy, and there's a freaking black burnt out rock just next to it after we saw the meteorite fly over and sort of hit this location. The question is what we do and what we do now. So what do we do now? Okay, temperature temp, the rock is always there, thank God. Why is the Morse code stopped? If I put a UAV here for a moment, it's going to slide away. No. No, it's fine. So UAVs on this map shouldn't even be that high, because they just continue to fall. Right, let's go back to the trigger point again and see if we can get it to repeat, because it does reset itself. So the first time I saw it was stood on top of the green box, second time I saw it was stood on the other one of these just here. That rock that's on that satellite, I know if it's always been there, If it's always been there, then I mean it is still a meteorite. It's just already there. I mean, it's a black burnt out rock on top of the snow surface. So you can see the shooting stars, but not the meteorite. Let's go back on the clocks. Alright, we'll join a new server and see what happens when we've got some players on there as well. Probably end up getting killed, but still. Got deathmatch one, but there isn't really any of the servers. Let me just change regions then. Stick all the regions in, doesn't matter about ping if we're not really playing. Still only one server, I'm kidding. 4 servers, there we go. Fun to program dog tag search America. Try that. It's ranked, conquest large. That's what we need. Let me just take a look at that flag. No, that's the snow. Welding sparks are the ones that, so these are the welding sparks that are attached to the meteor. And not, so these are effects that are all to do with the meteor and stuff that's only in sort of conquest. So all the other effects are shown in a different layer, and they're on all game modes, for example smoke and mist and things like that, snow falling in the mountain, stuff like that. So we'll go back to shooting star. So, flag 216 477, and those flags basically tag to something called an event hash. And the event hash is what physically happens in the game for it to trigger such and such. For example, like an interact button has got an event hash, or a player capping a flag has got an event hash, or a player spawning. Everything that happens has got sort of an event. Right, just before we go down there, where is my parachute? I can see all the lights underneath the map there for you can see just there as well, you can see stand onto it. It's almost like a painted target point that's still visible in the snow. Okay. Yeah, the rocks there. That's all good. Okay, that's one thing debunked. I mean, when I say it's high up, I mean it's really freaking high. It's 3,900 on the Y coordinate, which is nearly 2,000 higher than what the jet can go at the highest that you can fly jets. Like the flight ceiling is only like 2,040 or something. So it's much higher up than what the jet can go.
Where are you going? We need you here, soldier.
Yeah, once this is all said and done with, we're gonna go and look into this Morse code mystery, which flashes on the rocks. It's not gonna happen. It's got to be on this rooftop for it to be triggered. It's just good that now I've got a Z and X coordinates and a minimap that I can calculate things from. I can now sort of estimate the positions of different things in the game. So we'll go back to the original position we saw it. Turn the UI off as well. Clear view. Second place we saw it was here. I just want to see where it lands. I mean, the trail, it's like, it has like burning embers behind it. I just wonder what I'm supposed to do after the meteorite. That's the bit that I don't get. I mean, maybe it's possible we can interact with the meteorite if we find it. Definitely something that we do that triggers it, whether it's an actual exact point. You just step on it. Whether so it could have a trigger delay, which I haven't really looked into. It doesn't have a delay, so to speak, but it could have a trigger delay, which is a delay after you've gone into the trigger zone for the effect. And there's very little shooting stars as well. So we've seen it twice. We've seen it on this stream and the previous stream, and both times it's got exactly the same trajectory, and it flies exactly the same place, and it all matches up with the EBX files and how the effect has been put together in the game files. All sort of points towards that sort of patch in the sky. It looks like Milky Way in the distance. What I don't know is whether it works off a game timer or something, or how long you have to stand still for, which is a Easter egg in some game. In some Easter eggs are only triggered after you've stood. What's different on this server to the other two servers that we've seen? What else is... I'm on a different team for a start. The Russian team, the US team. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Okay, it goes up next to satellite. Right. Oh, shit, and the round's just started. Oh, fuck. Oh. That is literally the worst timing for the round to start. But we'll do it whilst it's in a live game again. Okay, so that'll work that out about 3 minutes, maybe. But the first time it was spotted, it happened sort of instantly. Second time it happened was like 5 minutes. You need to okay. I didn't see you trigger it before. It's on my previous stream. Yeah, if you're on the stream temporary to temp, it's on my previous stream that's on my channel, and it's about 5-6 minutes into this stream as well. So it's been seen twice. The second time, it's basically a glimpse. The one that I've just seen just now is probably the better one that I've seen, because you see the entire trail in the landing point. So with a bit of luck, in fact, this guy's just gonna not ready up. This is still loading in. Might still just... Oh, there we go. Thanks. So we know the landing point is somewhere above the hangar, around the B flag. The idea is to see it, trigger it, see it, and then find it, and see what happens. That's the idea here. It's always triggered from the same place. On top of those rooftops. Everything else is shooting stars. Meteorite is on top of the roof. You'll notice, as I say, you'll notice the meteorite when it's got burning embers. It's got a trail of about 3 or 4 different textures. See, you've got to be careful, because these are snow particles, falling snow and ambient snow. There's two different effects. So the ones that you just see sort of floating here and vanishing, they're ambient snowflakes, whereas the falling snow are actually so these are they're effects for the client. They're client effects. So they're not really ever the same whereas the falling snow is the same for everybody because it's server-based map. It's basically it's on the map. See there, snow particles. Want to get out of the snowy zones. Get back into that trigger point. Just got to be careful that we don't confuse it for things like debris, people's bullets, explosions. It will look consistent every time. We don't want to have a flag, I don't think either, because I don't think that's a part of the trigger flag. Let's get out of that cap zone. Right. Let's do this again. Do it as the same as what we did before on the first time. Jumped on the box. And it happened within about a minute. So we see it come across. Lands somewhere above the hangar on the mountain. Now I'm just wondering if that satellite and that rock that the satellite Morse code is next to is also a hint to this meteorite, because you see that flash? That rock itself is on top of the snow layer, and it's textured that colour, not because of the lighting on the map, but it's actually textured that colour because it's black and burnt. But I'm just wondering if there's something to do with the satellite. Now, in the effect file, when you get the GUID of the actual FX, the effect for the meteorite, the GUID is cross-referenced with Interact and the satellite. But the Interact doesn't mean to say it's going to be like physically an Interact button. It could be just the fact that you're near to it, or you've shot at it, or well, it could be anything. We want to see that again. Let's go ahead. I'm just wondering whether I mean, let's face it, this map's been out, 6 years now, right? 6 years this map's been going, and it's not really ever been documented and recorded by anybody except on the official Battlefield Twitter, where they confirm it. Nobody really paid attention to it because there was a lot more going on, like the Phantom stuff. Yeah, the rock's still there. I think the rock is always there. I'm going to confirm that as well when I get better coordinates on my minimap that I've built in Photoshop, and I'll be able to actually find the GUID of that rock itself and see if that's actually linked with anything at all. So when we saw it a minute ago, there was somebody else moving around. First time I saw it, I was just stood still on top of the box, just looking around. And then I was on top of here. So it's got a random scale factor of 0.3 to 1.3. So each time it's going to be a slightly different size. but whichever size it is, it's still going to be visible because it has a trail of burning embers. And it always lands in the same place. Definitely always lands in exactly the same place, but I don't know what that landing spot is because it only works off the trajectory of the effect starting. It doesn't really, it's not like it has a start and an end point, it just has a start point and it just follows suit to that, but it is consistent every single time to the same place. And once the effect is finished, it's got a 2-minute delay for it to reset, and it also links with the GUID of a rock that spawns in its place of where it lands, which also has some sort of, that's a shooting star, that's not a meteorite. So we've seen the shooting star. I want the meteorite. It'll show up in a sec. It's just patience to outdo that random delay. But I'm definitely within the triggerable zone. I think the triggerable zone is sort of in between these lines here and just in front of those there, so it's anywhere sort of here. We're going to find out what this is very, very soon. Oh, okay, I've got a spawn beacon up there as well, good. So I've got flare this time because it will be thoroughly visible through flare, because in the settings for the effect, like for example if you look at shooting stars, you can't see anything, it's just a black screen, but this is hugely visible via flare on all graphics settings as well, which is actually strange because a lot of visual effects, like for example if you've got your graphics settings set to low for effects, a lot of things don't show, like there's a lot less falling snow and things like that, whereas this is on any graphics settings and it will show. Come on. So it's just looking through the EBX files whilst we're waiting. So I'm just moving off the actual meteorite itself to the trail of the meteorite that follows it. So the trail has got 3 small light cones. So there's a light cone attached to the actual front of the meteorite, and it's tinted very slightly orange red, and then it's got 3 more. So basically the trail is just 3 more but smaller shooting stars that follow it. So it's going to look like, yeah, basically like a fast moving meteorite with 3 burning embers behind it. That's the shooting star again. We see that quite often, it's quite normal. It's very easy to see that shooting star in the game files as well. It even, I mean its spawn point is even sort of up there as well, it's not far above us. But the meteorite is very, very far out in the distance. There might be a round timing trigger similar to the lightning strike. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I've just seen it land. I've just seen the embers. Right. It is definitely next to that satellite dish. Okay. Okay. That was it then. I just saw the trail of the embers behind it. I didn't catch it straight off, like the whole track of it. That was definitely it. Now somewhere above the hangar, on the top, there's going to be a rock which is emitting some sort of smoke or welding sparks, and may do something else. It's very steep here, isn't it? No, it goes up. It definitely lands up behind this mountain piece. I think it's definitely something to do with the satellite. Now, the other question is the Morse code playing. I mean, we all know that that Morse code is we all know that the Morse code is a clue to the Phantom Room code. But I also want to confirm Morse code is on now. Right, let's just put that Morse code onto the scope there. Right, let me just translate this Morse code, make sure it's all exactly the same. That's what it always has been. Just open my app, if I can even find it. Where's my Morse code app? Oh shit, have I deleted it? Hang on. So it's like it's a bit weird. It's like when they're making the map and they decided that they're going to put this meteorite in. It's almost like they wanted the continuity to be something to do with this dish. I mean, let's face it. Why would you put this dish up here, and why would you put the Morse code on this dish up here? I mean, read Morse code from light signals. Okay, let's just check this box. Right, okay, it's translating. Let's just let it play through for a little bit. Let's just get that there in the right place. Z G, amazing. 764. Eight, 3. Yeah, I know the Morse code is to do the phantom bow. I just want to see if that code has changed. Right. Move pod. Let's see if we can get this a bit more accurate. Let's get this Morse code a bit more accurate. Doesn't. Teat. You've got to be kidding. T-E-E-T. T-E-E-E-T. That's got to be a mistake, surely. Operation. Here we go. Well, if this is to do with the code for the bow, then I've got to find the original transcripts, the original. Hang on, let's just move this code. Let's move it to the other side of the screen. That's better. Let's make sure I'm not getting any interference from the screen. Are you serious? I bet the EA servers have gone down again, you watch. Yeah. Oh, being idle. Great. I just need to confirm that Morse code is exactly the same still. And now we've seen the meteorite, and now we know it's all true, and now I know that Morse code light on the rocks is true. There's something going on that's a bit more than just the phantom bow. It's all a little bit too sus. Okay. I just want to make sure that this Morse code is definitely the same as what it should be. Which is the clue for the phantom bow. Just want to double check and make sure. So, convert Morse from light signals. Target on. Let's go. It's darker against the backdrop there. There we go. We've got Teat again. T-E-E-E-T. Right, here we go. Operation. Yeah, operation something 3976. 397648. Yeah, I think this is all the same, isn't it? NAM name. Yes, it's got the words operation 397648. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the same.
Away from there, come back here, let's go.
Now I don't think we're going to get to see that again, but we'll go down and see. Yeah, if anybody's just joined the stream, then you've either got to watch my previous stream or go back in time a little bit to see the meteorite. It's been spotted 3 times so far. I'm actually going to stand just here, and so I can see it on the right side of the screen and the top of the hangar on the left. We'll just stay static for a second. Big smoke. Yes, we've seen the Meteorite 3 of, well, I've seen it 4 times, but it's been recorded on my stream 3 times. Chat room, don't nick this. Yeah, they're not going to nick it. I've already put it on YouTube first. Is this connected to BF6 in some way? Well, that's our next mission, is to find out whether there is anything legitimately connected to Final Stand and Battlefield 6. And probably people want to know why. It's because there's a channel on YouTube which put up a video of the radar tower there, and it's got some sort of Russian voices and alarm sound over the top of it. I'll play it after we see the meteorite again in a minute. If we see it again, I'm not sure if we need to restart the round or not, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it twice in one round. And on that, anyway, on that video, if you zoom the channel, it's called Stage 3 in Progress, or Stage something in Progress. The name of the channel changes all the time. Somebody just found a dog tag. If you search on YouTube for a video called IRQ15, that's how I find the channel, because you'll see the actual the video of IRQ15, and then just go to the channel from there. It's the one which has got like some alien writing on it, and it's got Hangar 21. You see the radar tower, but the thing is it just looks like a static video of the radar tower spinning with some alarm music. Phase 5 now active, that's it. But if you look, you see on my screen here, you can see that light on the rocks there in the distance. It's like a floodlight. Well, if you look on that video and zoom in, I mean, you've really got to zoom in and look very, very carefully. About halfway through, it starts transmitting Morse code. So I found that Morse code in the game files as an effect, which is what led me to find the meteorite, basically, and vice versa. It's all linked in together. Now, let me just go on to that, see if somebody's translated that Morse code, because I don't think I did. I've translated so much Morse code that I forget which is which and what it says. Let me just load that video up. We'll just keep my screen static here just while I look this up. If anybody sees the meteorite while I'm not looking, just shout me in the chat. Phase 5 now active. So I mean, the whole channel is basically hinting at like an Easter egg that's unfound, or Easter eggs that have not been found in Battlefield 4, and it also hints towards like Battlefield 6 being set in 2042. Just temporary. Just load up my previous stream. You see it. See, there's the shooting star effect, which is the same every time it comes across us that direction. And then the meteorite comes from here to there, and it has a burning red trail to it. So the video is all alien language 3 months ago. So I'll skip to the part in the video. Right, so the part of the radar starts on that video. I don't even know what that translates to, that name. It starts at 49 seconds. And you can, right in the centre of the screen, the light that's on the rock. I mean, you really have to look closely, but it just... But that starts transmitting Morse code, flashing, and it really does exist in the game. But every time I've sort of stood on top of the radar tower or gone into spectator mode, stared at that, I can't get that Morse code to trigger at all. So I gave up and I thought, well, maybe it's fake, and the video's fake. But then when I was doing some more research into this meteorite, and found more about the files to do the meteorite. A part of the meteorite files is the FX underscore rock light, which is that light there, and it does indeed have Morse code. The same way that the red light has Morse code on the top on the satellite dish. I'm just trying to see, I'm sure somebody's translated it. I'm trying to see it in the comments. Right, the title of the video says we came as 3 here on 18th of November 2014, which was the release date of Final Stand. Morse code at 44 seconds. No, that's the audio Morse code, the beeping noise, and that says it's the end of the future. Where's the other one? The other Morse code in the video is... just been kicked again, haven't I? For AFK. I'm sure I saw somebody that somebody that did that. In fact, whilst we're on the stream, we'll have a look into it. The only way I've seen it flashing is on this video. I haven't seen it do it in game. I can't find a way to get it to trigger in game. I mean, the satellite triggers just by standing next to it within within a few meters of it, or somebody has already been within a few meters. But I'll just quickly fly to the position of that video where it was filmed, and the crosshair at the centre of my screen is moving to the right hand. So you notice that it is that light there, right in the centre of the screen, and it's just a floodlight shining on a rock for absolutely no valid reason, really. There is no valid reason for this light to be on the rock. It's there for some sort of purpose. And this is where the Morse code flashes off that rock in the video. So I'll load up that video, and I wonder if I can use like Windows magnifier or something to enhance that. So let's go to IRQ15, phase 5 now active, videos, it's this video here, and we'll go to the bit where so it's just after the Titan picture. So that Morse code there is the end of the future. So this is the Morse code we want to see. I wonder if I can get magnifier or something on Windows that will do this. Magnifier. Let's see if this works. Oh shit. Okay. Let's make it even bigger, shall we then? So, assuming that we can do this. Right, there's the light. Just watch. Just watch it really carefully for a second. It starts doing Morse code. Here we go. You can see it now. I mean, my Morse code app, it doesn't really detect it because it's not bright enough, or it's not dark enough. But there is a few pixels there that we could maybe so if we zoom in like even bigger than this, let's go to like really high up. Let's spot that light again. God, this is hard to oh shit. There it is. Okay. Let's see if we can do it via pixels. Right, I've never done this on this, so we'll just see what happens here. I've got to put the target into 1 pixel. So it won't really detect it, so unless I tap it out as it's flashing, let's go back in the video a bit. Text from sound signals. I can't even freaking use this magnifier thing, it's too... It's just way too big, and it doesn't really... But anyway, it is definitely Morse code. If somebody wants to try and translate it, that'd be great, because I don't know what it even says, unless anybody in the comments has said. Nothing is fine unless we stand together. What's in there? Oh, it's just that. Oh right, yeah, because I said, just notice the light on hangar as Morse code, look really close. Oh, here we go, yeah, Human Earth has already decrypted it. It says, you have already seen our future. That's cool. You have already seen our future. And that's a legit Morse code in the game. I just find it a bit weird that it's called Hangar 21, right? And now it's the year 2021. And 21 has been hinted in propaganda as well, which has apparently still got a UFO Easter egg in it, which I have pretty much confirmed doesn't exist. There is absolutely no files in the game that suggest that there's any kind of UFO. But what there is in Hangar 21, which is interesting if anybody wants to know, there is unfinished files for a train crash Levolution, and I think it was unfinished and never got finished. So there are files still in the game which suggest that the train does crash, and you can derail it somehow, and it causes a bus to turn over and stuff like that. But it was unfinished. It never happened, and it never will happen. But there are still residue left in the game files from when they started to develop that, and I think they were just rushed for time. And I mean, the amount of work that went into the Lumfini Gardens Levolution, where the mudslide, I mean, that took some serious effort to make that, and I think for them to do something like a train crash as well, and still expect a release on time, I think they ran out of time and just discontinued it. But apart from that, there is definitely no UFO in the game at all. If you want to see a spaceship in the game, then go to Battlefield 3, that's got a spaceship. But it is a bit weird because Nicholas Astrand, when we were looking for the Predator Easter egg, he kind of confirmed that there was a spaceship in Battlefield 4 somewhere, somehow, but I haven't as yet found what he's talking about, nor do I think we ever will. What I'm going to do, so I'm just going to load back into the game. We're going to see this meteorite once more, and then I'm going to kill the stream, do a little bit more investigation into the landing zone of this meteorite, try and uncover what this interact script is to do with the meteorite after it's landed, and see what that all entails, see if it's linked with this Morse code. As far as I'm concerned, in that video there is no meteorite, as far as I could tell. I did look. Let's just see if this triggers pretty fast. I could do it on the first time. I was just amazed that on the previous stream, when I see it, it happens literally within seconds of going to the location that I found in the game files, and the location that I expect to see it happen So all I did in the first stream, you'll see me, if you go back, I jump onto this green box, stand on the green box and turn around, and the meteorite sort of, the tail of the meteorite as well, it's all visible. It's best not to get it confused with the shooting star that goes overhead this direction over the E flag. This is coming from this direction to the hangar. So I'll just close the UI. Somebody says that they haven't seen it each time I've called it out. Well, it is quite clear to see, so just hang out here for a minute. It's just nice that somebody mentioned that tweet to me that's on the actual official Battlefield Twitter confirming the meteorite, because if it wasn't for that message that I had this morning from that, I think his name is LL or something, if it wasn't for that tweet being showed to me this morning, I would have given up on this Easter egg last week. And in fact, you know, I just didn't want to waste any more time looking for it. But seeming it was confirmed in 2015, August the 12th. Got to those steam pipes. You know, this meteorite effect is, in fact, looking through the EBX files again. This affects the Morse code on the satellite effect, the rock light Morse code, the meteorite trail, which is it's like 3 red burning embers behind it. Those are the only effects which are actually networked, which means that, like for example, the steam that you can see on my screen now from the pipes, that's sort of generated by the map and your client. So the steam is not identical on everybody else's screen, but these effects are networked, so they are the same as the waves in Parallel Storm, for example. All of the waves are exactly the same on everybody else's screen. If it was just merely, I mean, the shooting star, that's not networked. That will just happen randomly. We'll see it in a minute. It just takes a bit of patience. All I know about the trigger for this is that you can only trigger it whilst you're on this rooftop, like within this area that I'm stood in. What I don't know is whether the player has to physically look at a very specific point in the sky. I don't know whether it's actually possible to do that in the game, but based off of other Easter eggs, it's possible. For example, like the Yeti Easter egg can only be seen when you're looking at it from a certain position, but that's the actual player position and which way they're looking. There's the shooting star, that's random. That's random, that's generated by your client randomly from the map files. As far as I know, it is just a waiting game, unfortunately, at the moment, to see it until I can. I mean, I doubt very much that you're going to have to look at a pinpoint in the sky with your crosshair for it to trigger it. I doubt very much that's the case, because, I mean, the chances. But then again, it's been, you know, nearly 7 years since this map's been released, and this is the first time it's. Oh, for frickin' Jesus Christ! What's going on now?
attack this objective! Objective Delta's been lost. We've just taken Objective Charlie. We control Objective Bravo. There's nothing out there. Move back here. got a battle to win. What are you doing? Objective Charlie is no longer under our control. Get the hell back here, soldier. We need you. Hey, we got a war to fight. Get back here, soldier.
Enemy helicopter spotted.
Objective Charlie.
Attack this objective. Attack this objective. I need you to attack this objective.
Move away from there. Come back here. Let's go.